Right.
All right. You got your tea?
I do. Thank you.
Excellent. All right. How's everybody been the last 2 weeks?
Pretty good.
Not bad.
Cuckoo. Yeah, sorry things kind of went to shit last week.
That's not your
I
fault.
blame Air Canada. They can
Blame
go
Air Canada.
They can go suck a dick. Yeah. That's all I really have to say about that. Before we get started, Rich and Ox, I was planning stuff and I realized that I seem to be missing a big chunk of like where you guys came from and stuff. I don't think we ever got the story of like where Ox came from or where Rich came from. If you want, you can tell it now in front of like everybody, or you can just PM it to me or whatever. It's not a big deal. Just like let me know at some point.
You see, when a man and a woman love each other very much.
No, see, it's when a gnome and another gnome love each other very much. They get together and build something.
Yeah, I knew that was going to be the case for Ox.
Say, when a screwdriver and a toaster love each other very much.
When a tinker and a set of tools love each other very much.
There you go. I've got a rough sketch of something, but I'll flesh it out and send it to you.
All right. Yeah, no worries. Just like sometime this week is fine.
Yep.
Awesome. Rich? Chris? Chris, you're muted if you're trying to talk. I guess he's vanished. All right. I'll PM him later, I guess. All right. So, who remembers what we did 2 weeks past?
That's a good question.
Beat some corrupted frost giants. Yay!
Yeah, we were at the frost giant place. We outed the weird troll worshipping guy. Fought him and all of his followers with help from the other frost giants. Beat the shit out of them. Rescued some refugees. Went back to Brian Shander. Convinced the giants that the guy they're looking for is not here. And
got the son to talk to Oral.
Yeah.
Or at least stand in front of Oral.
I'm trying to remember if we decided where we were going after this.
You got a bunch of side quests dropped on you as well.
I don't remember a bunch. I just remember the one somewhere for Rich only, but we don't know about that yet.
Beldora dropped the one for Rich. Duvessa gave you, the speaker gave you guys an offer of basically a ride back to Waterdeep from Liscon.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're heading back to Liscon, and Rich's thing was in Hundlestone?
Yeah, I've put boxes in all the place where you guys currently do have or may have in the future places in which to stop off and do things, if you so choose.
Okay.
So if you're looking on the map, which you should all be on, you are on the map, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So yeah, that's...
And then everyone had open mic night at the tavern.
All right. Right. That's where we ended off. Open mic night. All right. So, post open mic night, everybody goes to sleep, wakes up the next morning, a little bit of hangover, a little bit of roughness from
Speak
the
for yourself. I
festivity
always look fabulous.
from the festivities of the previous evening. I feel that. But you've accomplished your mission. You have a couple of people that you might want to talk to on the way. Oh,
We
yes.
do need to talk to Duvessa because we got in too late for that, or for how it went.
Right. Okay. Yeah, the barding for your elk should be done by now.
Okay, then. I will have to, at some point, cast that spell.
Fine steed. All right.
Indeed.
Does anybody know anything about time being altered? Ox is curious.
Not my division, darling. Sorry. I can make a minute feel like forever, though. But that's a bit of a different story.
All right. So nobody speaks idiom apparently.
I'm unfamiliar with that language.
It's unfortunate, Ox. Truly unfortunate. But the day awaits. Rich has his thing from Beldora. You guys, somebody mentioned wanting to go talk to the speaker.
I mean, she did ask us to.
True. She did ask you to talk to her before you left.
Plus, she doesn't know whether it was successful or not.
I feel like she probably had one of the guards tell her, but
Yeah, probably, I guess.
plus I feel like it would be obvious if the giants started attacking.
That's fair.
I don't know. They can be pretty sneaky.
This is true.
That's true. That is true. Has anybody ever seen a frost giant sneak attack?
Exactly.
Well, nobody's seen it and lived.
This is very true. All right. Yeah, it is a beautiful day. It is a beautiful morning in Brine Shander when you all awake. What do?
Has Rich told us about the other quest thing?
No. Rich?
Thought I did.
Oh. All right. Assume yes. Yes, he has.
Well, I mean, patronage sounds right up my alley, but we should at least talk to Duvessa before we leave.
All right. So you can head out from Kelvin's Comfort. The city still seems pretty quiet.
Was Barrick just sitting there drinking in the morning?
Yes. Yes. Barrick is already at his stool. He gives a
Obviously, I'll
slight
say bye to him
nod.
before we leave.
He gives a slight nod as he sees you all pass by.
Just point and whisper at him, good luck. It was nice meeting you. Oh, yes, I know you'll be tormented by my parting. But I'll always remember you.
He rolls his eyes. All right. So while you're flirting with Barrick,
Gotta get
Adriel
one
can
last thing
summon-
in before we leave. It's too good.
Adriel,
Of course you do.
Of course you do. Adriel goes outside and summons. Good God, Vikefalo? Vikefalo. I was close. So Stokely, the dwarf that you left Vikefalo with last time. Right. So the dwarf that you left Vikefalo with last time has fully fitted him out with his barding. He's got what looks to be a small helmet on his head to cover him up there. He's got a saddle on his back and just general coverings everywhere for him. It looks something like this. One sec.
Ooh.
He looks fucking fierce.
Nice.
Very nice.
What kind of armor is it?
Oh, it's +1 magic barding. Actually, no. Dragon Scale isn't a +1. It's just resistance to cold.
So scale mail though. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. So your mount now has resistance to cold. Fucking sweet. Plus, he looks badass, which is the most important thing, really.
Of course.
All
Let's try to
right.
see if anyone needs to get anything before we go.
I mean, aside from like restocking on any supplies we might need.
All right.
I can't remember whether we're able to find any magic items in here or not.
No, I think the only thing you guys looked for was bags of holding. There aren't any of those out here.
Is there anything else I want to look for?
Yeah, I thought the general idea was that we'd have to wait until we get to one of the bigger places out here before we could.
Yeah, I was gonna say if there is, they would probably seek us out if they're trying to sell it.
Right. I mean, you're going to Waterdeep, which is basically the London of the Sword Coast. You're passing by Neverwinter as well, which is of similar size.
And we may or may not be able to get a patron on the way, if this goes well.
Yeah, it's possible. It is possible. All right. Let me remind. Okay.
Which honestly, it's us. Of course it'll go well.
That's
We're
the spirit.
fabulous.
I don't know. I'm not sure if we have enough charisma throughout the party.
Oh, before I forget, everybody went to level 6, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure. Especially after last time, you guys, after Rich's thing last time. All right, you flirted with Barrick. Sorry?
The first time.
Yes, the first time. But yes, we flirted with Barrick. You
Gave
had
him
your
a
badass
kind farewell.
flirted with Barrick, summoned back your mount. You wanted to go restock?
In general,
It's probably a good idea to at least get some more rations, depending
Okay.
on how
stuff
we're
like
doing
that.
this.
I don't even know if I'm down much, honestly.
You really aren't.
Hmm.
I
I
mean,
mean, it's been that long in the wood. Yeah, I
What's
didn't even
the-
mark any off.
yeah, the standard.
Okay, so well done.
You're maybe 2 days down of rations.
Right.
Yeah, I mean you're heading along pretty well established roads for almost your entire journey. It shouldn't be much of a problem.
Okay.
Yeah, if you wanted to just stock back up, that is also not a problem though. Like, let's see. What's the distance on these? Yeah. All right. Yeah. If you head through the marketplace at all, you catch occasional glimpses of Beldora giving you cheeky little waves. Other than her, though, the markets are also pretty empty. Everybody seems to have enjoyed last night a little bit, quite a bit. I will get you that. I will get you that.
Okay. Right. Well, as far as Adriel knows, her business here is done. Our business here is done, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, just letting Devessa know we're heading out. And then figuring out where out is. Are we going to Hundlestone?
Well, I have a feeling there's no other direction to go from here, looking at the map.
I just know she said a quick, she gave the option of a quick way to get to, Winterfell, was it? Or Waterdeep?
I thought that was from Luskin, though.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we still have to get to Luskin first, which
Okay.
Hundlestone is along
Gotcha.
the way.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, Hundlestone kind of is along the way, unless you wanted to just head straight along the coast. Hundlestone's right along your way.
Perfect.
I'm pretty sure we can follow a road without getting lost.
Yeah, we're not that bad.
I say that only for the additional amusement when we do get lost. Not if we get lost, but when we get lost.
Maybe you will.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make road checks every, 1 mile now.
You're not wrong.
I intentionally fill those.
I mean, you can't persuade a road to take you in the right direction.
Give me time.
Oh God.
Spoken like somebody who has not abused 3.5's bluff skill.
Oh God.
You cannot see Grog!
What's the build? It's a halfling diviner with the lucky feet. What are these dice rolls you speak of?
Never fail. Never ever fail.
Anyway, if we don't have anything else to do in Brinchander, I suggest we head out.
Yeah, say bye to Duvessa and head out.
All right. So you can drop by Duvessa's dwelling without on your way out of Brine Shander. Despite the general quiet around the city, she is up and awake, and she rises to meet you as you enter her office. Good morning. Morning. How may I help you?
Ah, good morning. I just wish to let you know everything is taken care of and we'll be taking our leave.
Yes, I've already sent a message ahead of you to Lord Naboon. He was quite anxious to hear when you were done.
Oh, wonderful then. Everything seems to be working out splendidly.
Does tend to seem that way, doesn't it? I wanted to thank you again for what you did for this city. It really was quite exceptional. Frost Giant's gone, not a single person dead. Thank you.
We would have it no other way.
So, down to business. I believe I mentioned to you yesterday something about my aunt and a way to get you back to Waterdeep faster.
Yes, I'd love to hear it.
My aunt is the captain of a ship by the name of the Dancing Wave. It runs along the Sword Coast, primarily between Luskan, Neverwinter, and Waterdeep. I've written a letter to her explaining what's going on. She should be docking in Luskan in a couple of weeks. If you're prepared to, if you wanted to, God, I can't speak tonight. If you wanted to catch a ride with them down the coast. If you have something else you need to do before you go to Waterdeep, though, it's not a problem. But I figured I'd make the offer. Lord Naboon seemed quite interested in having you back. He was very excited when I spoke last with him.
That is most generous of you.
Well, not at all. It's the least I could do for you all.
We're most appreciative.
Duvessa opens a drawer in her desk and passes a small envelope from it to her, to whoever's closest to the desk.
Isn't probably Inks or Adriel.
Probably. Take this. My family is more than happy to help you. This letter will explain to my aunt what's going on, and it should make sure that she gives you passage.
Thank her again while I put the letter away.
As I said before, it's the least I can do. Have you any other questions or things you'd ask of me before you take your leave?
Well, I'd say if there's any way you can lift up our good dear Sirik a bit, He certainly earned quite a favor from this town. He's done well.
He has. He really has. In fact, I have it on good authority that a sizable donation will be made to the temple in the very near future.
I'm sure he'll love it.
I'm sure he will too. Sirak told you about his family. Well, about his family, didn't he?
That he did.
Well, last we heard, Artis was down in Waterdeep. If you do come across anything while you're down there, as much as he denies it, I'm sure he'd love to know. Just keep your eyes open, that's all we ask.
I told him as much. I'll keep that promise.
Excellent. Thank you.
I'll turn back to the others. Well then, lady and gentlemen, shall we be off? Let's not outstay our, the highlight of our performance here.
Sounds good.
Always leave them wanting for more.
Well then, one last time, thank you for what you've done for the city. You saved a lot of lives here. I can only hope that Lord Naboon has a proper reward waiting for you when you get home.
Things will just smirk broadly at that. We simply did what we came to do.
All right.
Best of luck to you, Duvessa.
And to you. With that, she sits back down and starts going over some more papers at her desk.
Head out. Yeah, that's totally true. We totally did.
I mean, you didn't charm the pants off. Some of them you charmed the drinks into.
I think what he's saying is you guys need to up your game.
No, I think Richard charmed the pants off a lot of those people in that one, by putting drinks into them. I'm pretty sure some pants were taken off in that fight.
That counts.
Taken off, ripped off, same difference.
Point is, that we're not pants.
Torn off as thrown. Yeah,
Turned away.
Hulked out of.
there were a lot of pants destroyed in your adventures here. Congratulations, you are the pant exterminators. That did not work as well as I thought it would. You are pant exterminators.
There were a lot of pants destroyed in your adventures here is totally going on now to context D&D.
Do it.
Well, I feel like our services are needed in Waterdeep, so.
There's more pants to destroy there.
There are. All right.
All right. Kind of want to make that a stat that I track now. Pants destroyed. Anyhow. So, it is a fine morning. the clouds, which had been being held over the mountains to the east, finally look like they're breaking up and coming down into the dale a little bit more. It looks like there will be some snow in Brine Shander this year.
Our cue to leave.
Sorry?
That's our cue to leave.
Yep. But as you're heading out down towards the south gate, there is a large hooded figure in a raggedy cloak next to the gate. As he spies you, he staggers drunkenly towards you. As he gets closer, you can easily tell it's Barrick. He presses 2 letters into Adriel's hands, gives you a wink, and then heads back towards the tavern.
She pretends to be disgusted while secretly pocketing the letters.
All right.
And then I'll read them as soon as he's out of the way.
All right. Alrighty. So you can head out through the southern gate. It's a couple days, probably 3 days to Hundlestone from Brine Shander. The guards at the gate salute you as you pass by and point out the very obvious trail that heads south. As soon as you leave the gates, you take a peek down at the letters.
Yep.
Or the side. What are you referring to in your chat message? I'm not sure. Oh, yeah. Okay. So you can take a peek at the letters that Barrick gave you. One of them has in big, crude writing, "Read me first."
I think I will read that one first.
All right. So the letter that he wrote "Read me first" on reads, "Hello, everybody. I'm sorry that I can't head south with you, but unfortunately I need to stay here and keep watch for my quarry. I've given you a second letter along with this one. I wanted to ask if you would take it south to Neverwinter, to the headquarters of the Order of the Gauntlet there, and drop it with a friend of mine. His name is listed on the letter. He will appropriately reward you if you see fit to do this. Otherwise, it would be completely fine if you just posted this from Waterdeep. I just don't trust the post out of Brine Shander right now. Sincerely, Sir Barrick Nyleth."
I'll relay the gist of that to the party. It's just Barrick wishing us luck, apologizing that he can't join us, and asking us to deliver a letter to Neverwinter.
We're becoming quite the couriers. We should see about starting a business.
What? You
For
could.
nothing, this is the old school way of getting letters. You just hand it to somebody you know, friendly looking person who's headed in the right direction.
Yeah.
and hope.
It helps that you guys did just fight off a bunch of frost giants. They're pretty sure you're not going to die along the way.
I do like Realm Express.
I mean, RX or Rex for short.
When it just has to get there right before a giant attack.
Hey, better than right after. But we need to get a lot of horses.
Yeah.
And right now, I think we just have the one elk.
Yeah, we just get a lot of paladins to summon steeds.
I think you all just need to roll monk or barbarian. Either one would fix the issue.
Honestly, if you guys wanted to start this courier business, I'd be totally okay with that.
Nah. At least we're not at the point where we can do it efficiently. So one thing I was actually going to buy on the way out is a proper tent.
Oh. Okay, sure. Oh yeah, because you guys are all just in bedrolls right now, aren't you?
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, you
That's
can
true.
for sure buy. You can all buy tents if you want.
Tents are good.
Yeah, tents are nice, especially when you sleep out in the wild. Yeah, say 2 gold for a pair of tents.
I have a hut.
You do?
You got Leomund?
It's a tiny hut, but it's a hut.
That's the one
That's
that
even
like
better.
Lasts for 12.
8 hours.
Oh yeah, it does last for 8 hours. So yeah, that's also an option you have if you don't want to buy a tent.
it's a gold piece.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, it's probably worth grabbing just because if I ever blow all my 3rd level spells.
You can't
Between
cast
the
as
bags of
original.
holding and like saddle bags and stuff, we're getting past the point where we have to count pounds.
Yeah. All right. So you can pick up your tents without much of a problem. I mean, this is a merchant town. People need tents around here. So yeah, pair of tents. But once you leave town, the trail on the way to Hundlestone isn't exactly paved. It's mostly gravel and or dirt, but it's an obvious trail. You don't need to be a skilled tracker to follow this trail. And so you can follow it for the entire day without much of a problem, or without any problem. As you're heading along, you occasionally notice some animals along the side, but nothing hostile to you appears during the day.
We don't get a nature lesson.
Yes.
Look, a tree. There we go.
I mean, I'm
Oh,
pretty
you know
sure I know
exactly.
enough about nature at this point to give you a lesson if you want.
You always know exactly what to say.
Yeah, you were listening to Barrack the whole time, weren't you?
Yes.
Yes.
See,
As he
this
can-
specific tree is actually the spawn of a squirrel and a chipmunk. See, they come together and they make the tree. I'm pretty sure that's what he said.
You would make a wonderful entertainer.
I.
It's how baby trees are made.
Okay. Okay.
Nope,
Does
don't have
anyone-
sex ed.
Does
A few
anybody?
years from now, they'll grow some nice big flowers and baby squirrels and chipmunks will come. It's the circle of life.
Nod and smile, boys. Nod and smile.
Does anybody want to listen to the rest of Ox's nature lessons?
Natural stuff from like
It's
20
too
minutes ago.
amusing.
All right, Ox, do you want to take the role of Barrack and teach everybody about nature as you walk?
Yes. None of it will be accurate.
That is okay. That is perfectly fine by me. All right. So after a couple of hours, Ox proceeds to the front of the party and begins pointing out things along the trail. Yes, the cat is still with you. God, Rilix, that's his name. Rilix flies around Ox's head a little bit as he's pointing. No, it's not Skrillex. No, we're not calling the cat Skrillex.
So you're saying we need to catch him some bass and then make them like really slippery so he drops them?
All right. Yes, sure. Sure. You. Yeah, the cat continues to float around all of you, generally be amused by your antics. Eventually, the sun's setting. You come to a little bit of a bend in the trail. Somebody's cleared a little bit of space next to it, and there's a small creek passing by it. It seems as if it would be a good place to rest. It's nice and flat. It's got what looks like a fire pit in the middle of it.
Don't even have to pay for
Okay.
the campsite.
Divine sense.
There is nothing undead, fiendish, or angelic nearby. Come on, guys.
Look around
Probably
for
is a
threats.
bear.
Hey, I have the ability. There is such a thing as too good to be true.
All right. If you want to look around, make perception checks. You are briefly startled by a loud clicking noise, but it appears to be a squirrel attempting to bite into a nut. You find nothing threatening.
That's
Around
cannibalism, though.
Okay,
Are you
reasonable
sure?
water skin. Like a flow drink, you know.
As you lead him over, you notice that there are some fish proceeding through this stream. But yeah, you could set up camp, relax. What's everybody doing?
Anyone want to fish? This is me not raising my hand.
Adriel is not particularly interested in a fish.
Rilix wanders over to the stream and floats above it, sticks his paw in trying to catch a fish. All right. As you're checking by Kefalo, it seems like everything's fitted pretty well. The dwarf did a good job.
Good to hear.
Of course. Anybody else doing anything besides just setting up tents and settling in?
Just a brief meditation. That's it.
All right.
See if Inks might be able to frostbite a fish for Relix.
Well, we'll want to get a fire going anyway, so.
All right. Yeah, go ahead and roll for frostbite. Yep, that'll do. Forgot that it was a saving throw. Yeah, so you manage to freeze a couple of fish enough that Relix can bat them out of the water and onto the bank. He tries to bite into one, but looks displeased at how cold it is. Looks up at you.
Just smirk at it and prestidigitate it. all the thawing, like, to thaw it out.
He picks them up and starts dragging them over towards the fire. Once he gets there, he kind of just paw slaps them straight into the fire. Meow.
Trust me, darling, this is better than me firebolting it. It'd be a little too crunchy that way.
Meow. Felix kind of just sits there, waits, and stares at anybody who comes near him. Meanwhile, the fish are burning.
As they start getting to the full burn level, Edra will look at Inks to see if she has a way of dealing with this, getting them out of the fire.
Oh goodness, must I do everything? He grabs a stick and pulls it out.
That's one way to do it. Meow. Relix rubs his head against your legs a little bit and then goes off to happily gnaw on his burnt fish. All right. Yeah, nothing else you guys wanted to do. I guess you will. Just go to sleep for the night.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Well,
Whoever.
those of us that sleep.
Right. Whoever is on watch, give me perception. So I believe that's Adriel and Ox.
I am observant. I am so observant.
Ox, you spend your time trying to figure out how Vicephalos's antlers are such an advanced form of antenna, and whether or not the new helmet interferes with them at all.
Well, I mean, it's made of dragon hide, so probably not, unless they used a lot of metal in making it. I mean, they wouldn't have. They are dwarves, so maybe.
All right. Adriel, night's pretty calm. You're not unduly distracted by Vicephalos's antlers,
I mean,
but you don't notice anything out of the ordinary. You all wake up the next morning feeling rested and ready to walk another couple of days.
How many days walk is it supposed to be?
I'm gonna go with 3.
That seems a bit high.
Yeah. I was
so fast we're moving.
I was kind of planning on fast forwarding a little bit through the rest of it anyways, if you guys didn't mind.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's fun.
All right. A couple of days pass. Same general routine. You proceed down the trail. Ox continues to tell you nature factoids. Rilix continues to be a cat.
Thank goodness.
I meant that as personality, but yeah, I guess.
It's
Thank
probably
goodness.
for the best that it continues
Thank
to be a
goodness
cat
that-
and not turns into a demon.
Does he dance?
He is not a Nyan cat, no.
Flies, 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 me flies, flies, flies.
Come on, this isn't Out of the Abyss. Not everything is trying to kill you anymore, for now.
Just the giants.
Yeah, just them.
Occasionally goblins.
Yeah, but giants are sneaky, you know?
Yeah, goblins aren't sneaky. You don't have to worry about them. It's the giants. They just appear one night out of nowhere.
Yep. But a couple days later, you come up on the town of Hundlestone. So Hundlestone is primarily a mining town, so it's mostly composed of shacks. They're not terribly well built. As you head into town, it seems as if one shift of miners is just coming off. You see a lot of men with very ripped upper bodies and very not ripped lower bodies coming out from tunnels in the sides of the mountains nearby.
Well, hello, nurse.
The dangers of skipping leg day.
Yeah. Over top of the general clatter of all of them emerging from the mines, you hear a single voice shouting, "I say, gentlemen, I say, be sure to leave your picks in the mines for the next shift. I do say, if any of you do not leave them behind, we shall have a problem." You can't quite see where this voice is coming from at first. If you follow it forwards for a little bit, though, you see an unusually buff gnome standing on top of a 2-foot box, shouting at the miners as they proceed. I say, gentlemen, go back, rest up, be ready, for tomorrow you will work again. I say, gentlemen, remember, this Sunday, go pick up your wages. I say, have a nice night, gentlemen.
This place is run by Foghorn Leghorn.
Eventually, he hops off the box.
It's less Foghorn Leghorn and more Southern Preacher.
Can it be
I'm
both?
thinking hyper chicken at this point.
He hops off the box.
Nevertheless, we're not here for mining work.
He hops off the box and starts heading towards what looks like one of the only properly constructed buildings in town. Instead of being a shack, it's got properly. It looks like it's got a proper foundation and walls set up. It even has windows with glass in them.
Ooh.
Fancy.
Fancy.
So this whole town is basically a mining camp?
Basically.
Okay.
I would like to get
Is it even
place
walled?
possible. It's not my normal hangout.
There's like a small palisade type wall to the north. Nothing really to the south.
All right.
The whole
I
town's
mean,
kind of situated in a valley.
Yeah. What time of day is it in game?
Call it noon.
It's high noon.
I say, it is high noon.
All right.
Thanks,
I guess
Foghorn McCree.
Adriel's assumption is there'll be someone selling booze, but probably nowhere to stay, unless we want to like stay in the miner barracks. Didn't we have someone to meet here?
That's why
You
we're
did.
here. Richard?
Yeah, we're looking for the whip, Iron Bottom.
The gnome.
Well then. We may have found him. We should probably go see about that, shall we?
Yes.
Yes, his name is Thwip Ironbottom the gnome.
Okay, so I wasn't the only person confused when you said the gnome.
Well, we already saw one gnome.
Are you saying that all gnomes know each other?
Well, all elves know each other, so yeah.
Fair.
And there's only so many of us, and we have 100 years to get to know each other. So yeah, why wouldn't gnomes know each other?
Certainly all the snow elves know each other. Yeah, you can go ahead and follow the gnome back to the house he's going to. He's not exactly being stealthy or anything.
Here, you like wave over?
So,
Pardon me.
I say, you do not look like mining folk there. How do you do?
That we aren't, but we're hoping to possibly find someone around here. Would you be or perhaps happen to know a Thwip Ironbottom?
Know him? I say, my fine lady, I am him.
Oh, marvelous.
You must be the city folk. I say, I did think you would be coming by. Come on in. Come on.
Guilty as charged.
I say, friend elf over there, you can just leave your elk out here. Ain't nobody gonna touch her.
I imagine not.
Y'all can just come straight on in, though.
You're most kind. Follow him in.
All right.
Yeah, you went.
His door is only about 5 feet tall, but it's a bit higher inside, not by much. Still only about 6-foot ceilings. I say, do be careful of your heads.
And gracefully duck.
All right. Most of the room is part of the room near the door has a few chairs and a couch sized for normal people, but the rest of the room seems to be consumed mostly by a workbench upon which there are several clockwork-looking creations and a medley of tools upon which to work on them. In and amongst that, there is a desk that's covered with both paperwork and tools.
Well, Adria will go sit on the couch.
All right.
Not like lounging, but like sitting up straight and keeping her hands to herself.
Thwip pulls up a smaller chair that's sized to fit a gnome and says, I say, it is good to see y'all. Eldora told me you might be coming. Now, I understand there should be a letter for me that you'll be carrying. He looks
Yeah, I have it
Rich.
right here, but I'm curious why she would want us to send a letter to you when y'all were in communication in other ways.
I say, you are just sharp as a tack, aren't you, boy? The other way is not exactly efficient. He pulls out a small rounded stone. Looking at it closely, it almost looks as if it's shaped to be an ear. This is one of them there sending stones. Gave it to Beldora a while ago. I like to keep track of her. Damn thing doesn't work properly, though. Only functions about once a week or so. She gives me word when she can, but I like to hear a little bit more than, "Hi, I'm okay," from her. Plus, sometimes Beldora's got a lot to say. You know what I'm saying? Of course y'all do. You've met her.
Thanks for just grin at that.
Now, that letter, if you do so please. Mr. What did you say your name was?
Frost Rick?
Frost Rick, you say? Now, that is a mighty interesting name. If you do please, Mr. Frost Rick, would you please pass me that there letter?
Yeah, I passed it to him.
Much obliged, Mr. Rick. Now, I got 2 things here for you. There's a little bit of payment for this here letter you've delivered me. He crosses over to his bench that's covered with clockwork constructs, and he picks up what looks like a clockwork dog. Holds it tenderly and brings it over to the rest of you. Been working on clockwork, trying to help the boys around here out a little bit. Haven't been able to get anything big working, but the stuff like this works just fine. He winds it up, releases it. It'll run just fine for as long as you need, for about 12 hours or so. If you care to take her.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
All
would
right.
say oxen's the best.
So, the other thing I got for you is a little ring. He shows you a small bit human-sized ring, silver ring with. It's a silver ring with a sapphire that's got a insignia engraved into it. You take this there ring, you go see my friend Crowan Valharo. He's a wizard. He lives over in Everland. I gather Beldor already told you something about him, too.
Yep, she did.
You take this, you go see him, he'll give you a hand. He's got he's always had a soft spot for adventurers like you. He's got ways of making people move around the Sword Coast real quick.
We are much obliged. That sounds very
Where
useful.
was he located again?
So his thing should have just popped up for y'all. So it's in a place called Everland, which is rather far east from where you guys are, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So like way east.
But to be fair, if we get there, then we can go anywhere else fast.
Basically, yeah.
Boy.
Yeah.
Right. Still, that's let's see, it's called 600 miles. We get horses. That's a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's a couple of weeks. There's
With horses.
there's a couple. Yeah, there's a few sizable cities along the way too.
It also depends which way we want to go exactly.
Yeah. Well, basically, whichever way you want to go, you have to pass through Luskan. Then from there, you're either heading through Mirabar or Neverwinter,
Yep.
both of which are enormous.
But we do have business in Neverwinter, so if we're doing that anyway.
Yep.
Right.
Now I say, you do be careful with that there ring, okay? It's very important.
Of course.
Good, good. Now, I wouldn't be much of a host if I didn't offer y'all a chance to spend the night, so to speak. What do you say? This ain't too much, especially not for city folk like yourselves, but we got food, we got water. What do you say? Night with some comfy beds?
Sure.
Excellent.
A few hours here or there won't make a difference.
Indeed it won't. Indeed it will not. Especially if you're heading all the way to Everland. Now, I will get you all some good food. Then I'll see about finding y'all any horses we can spare around here. Y'all got a long way to ride.
You're most kind.
Oh, don't flatter an old gnome.
I only speak the truth, darling.
All right. Well, best get to cooking if you're going to see anything anytime soon. All right. Thwip will leave you all to go cook. Smells as if he's smells like barbecue.
Is he in another part of the same house?
Yep.
Okay.
Second room in the back.
All right.
But he's left you alone in this room.
Right. So do we want to go to Everland first or to Waterdeep? First.
What's the difference in distance?
Waterdeep is marginally closer, but it also depends if we take a boat from Luskan, we can get all the way to Waterdeep that way.
Then we'd have to backtrack back to Neverwinter.
Well, but if
Well,
we
we
went
could
to
take a
Everland,
boat from Luskan to Neverwinter and then from Neverwinter to Waterdeep, because if they're sailing south, they're going to stop at Neverwinter.
That's fair.
I would think. They might not. But that's...
I'm sure we could persuade them to.
Yeah, I know. So there's that.
What's Barrack's thing? Neverwinter or Waterdeep?
Barrack's thing is Neverwinter. The only thing I know in Waterdeep is Lord Naboon.
Yep.
Can we get to Neverwinter to Everland?
Yes. That would be going from Luskan to Neverwinter to Everland would be probably about as long as Luskan to Mirabar to Everland, because there's no direct route from Mirabar to Everland, so it ends up being
I mean, we'd have to like go through.
it's weird and convoluted either way.
Like if we cut through potentially dangerous places, we might be able to go faster from Mirabar. But seeing as how we have business in Neverwinter anyway,
Yeah.
might as well.
The other
take
thing too
the
is if we start like,
marginally
going
longer
through the
path.
woods or like over the hills, it's going to slow us down a lot compared to taking a road anyway.
Yeah.
Even if we don't get attacked by goblins or whatnot.
I'm back. I heard cut through potentially dangerous places, which was music to my ears.
No, we were talking about how we shouldn't do that. Sorry.
Damn.
So it looks like the plan now is to get to Neverwinter. That then it's do we want to Neverwinter to Everland? We're looking at least a 10-day, probably a little longer, but like a couple days more. Then Neverwinter to Waterdeep is going to be like a solid week anyway. So we'd be assuming that this guy can get us from Everland to Waterdeep in no major amount of time. We'd only be a couple days behind.
It would be a nice thing to have going forward.
Yeah, it would. And besides, if we get to Waterdeep, we'd have to go back up. We'd want to go back up to Everland immediately anyway. So screw that. Yeah, okay. Luskan, Neverwinter, Everland is the plan then.
All right.
Unless somebody else has something to add.
Unless we want to stay an extra day and find you a date from the mine workers.
Edril doesn't quite look disgusted about that, but definitely not enthused at the idea.
Adriel's not big on humans.
It's not the ripped kind. Inks would probably know she's more into the Bishonen type.
Aha. Yes.
She would have
wouldn't
sussed that
quite
out
know
at
that
some point.
until she saw the reaction, because haven't really seen a lot of that lately. Just mostly getting the earful for being shameful, or having a good time in life. You have to live once in a while, even though you live a long time. But no worries, darling, we'll find you a pretty boy along the way. I'm told I make a fabulous wing woman.
How pretty is Rich?
I think he's got a picture on his character sheet. Yeah, Yeah, he is pretty pretty. I think a better way to describe him would be suave. Rich is suave.
Yes.
He's closer to her type, but she also didn't trust him initially. So, and now they're just friends.
Ooh.
Pretty sure Ox counts as beautiful.
She is the prettiest robot she's ever met.
You're adorably beautiful in your own way. I think Ox might be a bit of a case of underage.
How old is Ox?
Given his ideas,
That's a good
childlike.
question.
If not childlike.
Sorry, Ox, you said something, but Inks kind of drowned it out.
That's a good question.
Okay.
I'll have an answer for you for that, along with the rest of the backstory later this week.
All right, awesome.
After I figure it out.
No, that's fair. That is fair. Yeah, we've had enough instances of... Once was enough for that, I think. For NPC romance. Please no more.
Not this character.
It can totally be done effectively. It can also be screwed up.
When was that?
I think it might have been before you showed up. It was a long time ago. Things got a little bit out of hand.
I would love to hear the
Right.
story.
I think you were there for it.
Was I?
This was back before Arklin.
I don't know if I was there for that then.
I'm not recalling it.
Oh. Basically, if you remember Arthur at all, he
I think
He
I
was
came in the end of that.
yeah, he was playing Goblin PC and managed to
Oh,
God.
that guy. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
do not want to remember.
Wait, now I have to know.
Yeah.
You can't leave the story off like that.
So he was playing a goblin PC who was supposed to be a pro-goblin racist. Anyway, he decided to seduce a random barmaid.
Not even a random barmaid, just some random woman you guys met on a ferry.
Right, just whatever, random
Basically-
background NPC.
Yeah.
And he rolled a 20 on the check, so the DM decided to run with it, but it just totally derailed the rest of that session. And that whole campaign.
I mean, it was
Wow.
only ever supposed to be a one-shot, I think. But
Was this in the series of one-shots after the dwarf campaign?
Yeah.
yeah.
Well then.
Yeah. I just remember coming in the derailing of the ship, everyone getting kicked off the ship because of the thief stealing ship.
Same player. Same player.
Gotcha.
Was it? Huh.
No, it was the
Yeah.
female thief.
I think I joined right after that, so.
It was like Arthur and Alexa or Alexia?
Alexa. Alexa
Yeah.
was okay. Not great, but okay.
It's been a while since that.
Was she the one who made the same rogue for every game?
Yep.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna have Gnomish barbecue, huh?
Gnomish, Gnomish barbecue. But yeah, you can smell it cooking in the back room. Eventually, I just totally blanked on his name for a second. Eventually, Thwip comes up from the back room. I say, this here barbecue is ready. I will personally serve it to you, but I'm afraid I have to be going out and going to find y'all some horses. We're going to be getting you anywhere anytime soon.
That's no problem at all. Thank you very much.
Oh, it is no problem, my fair lady. Now, may I ask, before I go, how may I...
I think you cut out there.
Yeah, we lost you.
I think he died.
No. Live.
Damn it. I think he's gonna ask how we got up north in the first place, though.
And the answer is a one-time favor.
I have successfully done the PC chasing NPCs romantically, but it's really tricky to make sure it's very much the B plot.
Yeah. No, I was mostly kidding about that. It's mostly for fun.
Yeah. No, I can see Inks and Adriel having that kind of relationship, though. Not like a romantic one, but that sort of sisterly, one of them's trying to get the other to come out of her shell thing.
Mm-hmm. And pretty boys are the obvious first step.
Well, she is a snob elf.
Exactly.
And the after the fact excuse for not participating in open mic night is there wasn't enough room for gymnastics. in the bar.
Yes, of course. But those are what rafters are for.
She's not doing those kinds of gymnastics.
Yeah, actually, that's true. You would have been great at open mic night. You grew up in the circus, didn't you? More or less.
Hang on.
All right. When did I get cut off?
He was just about to ask us a question.
Yeah.
Oh, he was about to ask you what your names were, because he only actually ever got Rich's.
Obviously, we give our names.
Yeah.
Joe just gives
Ansel,
the full
introduce
name.
yourself as usual.
I am Ox.
Ox, you say? Interesting. Now tell me, Ox, where did you come from? I haven't seen one of your kind around for a long time.
From a small monastery to the east. Though I do not know where exactly my kind come from.
I see. I see. Well, I wish you luck in finding that out, my friend. I do wish you luck. Now, I will be off to find y'all some horses. Please do enjoy my fine barbecue. It is the result of many, many years of work and experimentation. I hope you enjoy.
I look forward to it.
All right. So he heads out. Door closes behind him. He's not going to be back for a few hours, probably. Does anybody actually want to sample his barbecue?
Sure.
All right.
And put relics towards it.
It is damn tasty. It's, it just kind of falls apart, but it's still moist, and the sauce, there's just enough sauce, and it's so good. So good.
But the question is it people?
Make make a nature check, I guess, to see if Thwip's barbecue is people.
Nature or medicine?
Either one.
No idea.
No, it's not people. God. Why would it be people?
Because the way you said it.
It's barbecue, not Soylent Green.
Exactly. Come on.
If Foghorn Leghorn just suddenly makes you barbecue, Foghorn Leghorn you've never met, you gotta be sure.
No. No, it's not people. I know I like doing awful things to you guys as characters, but come on.
And that is why we have to be careful.
I hate you all.
You made us this way.
That's true. That's true. I did make you this way.
I got it from you, Dad!
Oh, God. But yeah, You gingerly sample the barbecue to see if it's people or not. Upon deciding that it's not, go ahead and eat your not people barbecue. Oh my god. All right.
Fabulous.
Um. All right.
Hey,
what do you
I've
really
seen
wanna
that episode
do?
of Fake Prank Show.
I don't want to know. No, I don't want to know. Anyhow, does anybody want to do anything between eating the not people barbecue and Thwip coming back?
Not particularly, no.
All right.
Check out that cute little clockwork dog a bit.
Yeah. All right.
Does it try to attack the cat?
Yeah, what does clockwork dog do?
All right. Yeah. So the clockwork dog, you can use the key that he gave you and an action to wind up the dog. After which it follows you around. Whoever winds it up around for 12 hours. So it's tiny sized. It has 5 AC, 1 hit point, and its speed is 30 feet.
So it's just adorable.
Yeah, it's just an adorable little clockwork dog that follows you around.
Robo puppy.
Yeah, Rillick seems very confused by it.
Don't worry, darling, it's not as adorable as you are.
He paws at it a little bit, but after realizing that it's not going to attack him or anything, he leaves off it a little bit.
We all know you're the cutest. Yeah, if we could just chit chat and ponder what the method of movement is for this particular wizard. Since we've already dealt with flying castles, or if it's just teleport or something more interesting.
Yeah, we decided not to steal the giant's flying castle.
That is a big chunk of base 64.
Yeah, I'm not good at decoding that from in my head.
I'm so sorry.
It's gonna take me a few minutes.
Aww.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, that's your dog.
Does it have a glowing nose like Rudolph?
Aww.
No, it does not have a glowing nose. But it does follow you around and make metal squeaking noises that could be almost whimpers.
Aww. Why is it eternally unhappy?
It only makes them when it would be appropriate.
Who's kicking the tiny automaton puppy?
Nobody's kicking the dog. Who winds them up?
Adriel seemed to be most interested.
Yeah, she probably would.
All right. Yeah, you wind up the dog. The dog follows you around. Occasionally, it bumps into you and moves its head up and down.
Okay. So after I'm done eating, I'm going to try and pick it up and see if it stays in my lap.
Yeah, if you pick it up and drop it in your lap, it kind of just sits there. Occasionally looks at you.
Pet it.
It makes a whirring sound somewhere inside its chest. Mm.
It's a watchdog.
I mean, you're not wrong.
God damn it.
So April is just petting a fake dog, and Inks is asking her questions about what her OkCupid profile should be.
All right, yeah, Robo Puppy. Robo Puppy continues to make the whirring noise whenever you touch it. If you don't touch it, though, it mostly just stays in your lap and relaxes. There's a faint. You want to play fetch with it. All right, what are you throwing for it to get?
Their bones in the barbecue?
Yeah.
Start with those.
All right. You throw the the bone. The dog slowly whirs and clanks its way over to the bone. Drops head, opens mouth, puts mouth on bone, closes mouth, picks head back up, moves back over to you, and drops the bone at your feet.
Do that for a while.
All right.
Play other games, whatever. We're just hanging out.
Inks makes a note of, okay, must be dog lover.
Yeah, a couple hours later, you hear the distinctive "I say" of Thwip. It's a little bit quieter than usual, though. I say, sir, they are coming. They should be coming in a few weeks, I think. They've got some business in Neverwinter. And it sounds like they're coming. Thwip then opens the door. I say, how was that barbecue, my friends?
It wasn't Soylent.
Quite possibly the best meal I've ever had.
I do not know what this Soylent is you speak of, boy. But I am glad
Which is
you
good.
enjoyed my barbecue. It is the product of a great deal of work. I'm glad you enjoyed. I have good news for y'all. We should have some horses for you in the morning. They're not
But-
fancy. They're not fancy by any means. They'll get you to Luskan. After that, I'm not sure how well they'll hold up. But there's another shipment of miners coming out in a couple of weeks, and they'll bring them back for me. Does that sound all right to you?
That is more than all right. That is excellent.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Now, if you don't mind, I gotta go deal with the evening shift. They'll be coming off soon. They need some direction. I will show you your rooms, however. And then I will be on my way. I will leave you for the rest of the night. I do hope you sleep well, though.
I'm sure it'll be just fine, thank you.
Excellent. Excellent. He'll show you all to a few to a pair of rooms with 2 beds each. I'm sorry, we do not have rooms individual for each of you. We only have the 2. I hope these will suffice.
Oh, that's quite fine. We're used to sleeping on bedrolls, so this is a step up.
I am glad you enjoy this. Now, I will leave you all. Have a good night. I will
You as
be
well.
quiet when I come back in. Sleep well. With that, he backs out of the room slowly. You can hear him walking back out of the house until he closes the front door behind him.
See, isn't it good to have friends in all places?
Y'all gonna bed down for the night, I guess?
Yep.
All right. So, you catch the occasional snippet of Flip yelling at the miners, but besides that, it's a relatively quiet time inside this house. You sleep peacefully on your quiet beds. Well, actually, Ox.
Yep.
And who would be sleeping in the room with Ox?
I'm assuming Rich.
Yeah.
Probably. I assume so too. All right, Ox. Make a perception check for me.
Oh, the
You know.
cockroaches are staring at you.
I continue to be amazing at perception during the night.
Yeah, you are the best night watchman. You're awake all night, but you can't see shit. All right. You notice nothing through the night. I guess Rich, roll one at disadvantage. Oh wow! All right.
Are you kidding me? Even with disadvantage, he does better than me.
He's asleep and he's more aware of what's going on than you are.
Wow.
Well, you know, it does pay to in my line of work.
That's true.
That's fair.
All right. All right. Rich, you are jolted awake by a bump coming from outside the window of your room.
I'll get up and go look and see somebody was trying to peep.
Yeah, they gotta pay for the whole package.
Damn right. There ain't no free lunch here.
You hear the sound of rustling feet as you move towards the window. You catch a glimpse of someone who is very short and has a disproportionately large torso, but you don't see their face. You want to... Oh boy. Does Flip... One sec.
He doesn't cook people, but he is a peeping Tom.
I mean, if you could peep in on Rich and Ox.
I don't have to.
All right. What do you suggest to him?
Come to me. Come to my room.
Should Ox leave
No,
and come back? Do we need to put like a sock on the door here? Like, what's going on here?
no. This will be educational for you. Hang tight.
That makes me less comfortable.
Not better.
And this is when we find out that Adriel is also a Fujoshi.
Good God. All right. So the only short and unusually buff person in this town, aka Thwip, comes into your room. Suddenly looks around. Why? Why am I here? Why am I inside your room?
Why were you out? You wanted a look, so I thought I'd give you a chance to get a better look at the room.
Ah, much obliged, my good sir.
Now, would you like to tell me why you wanted to get a better look in a room?
Wasn't the room. I wanted to get a better look at your friend Ox.
Knew it.
Wanted to study him a bit. Seems legit.
I believe that.
I'm a
Is it dumb?
gnome. I work with clockwork. But I've never been able to get something as big or as detailed as your friend there working.
In
I wanna see-
Gnomish, Ox is going to just say, well, all you had to do was ask. And essentially expand some of the panels on his body.
Oh my, Miss Ox.
Should I go put the sock on the room now?
Samson Park.
Oh my, may I? He moves in closer and peers into your innards, Ox. Oh my, this is beautiful. Oh my. Yeah, Thwip peers into Ox's innards. Oh, I've never thought of doing that before. This is so exciting. Thank you so much, Mr. Ox. I do say this is the most exciting thing I've seen in years.
You're gonna make him lay off his entire workforce. He's gonna have oxes instead.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Ox. I'm going to go back to work right now. I've got ideas on the brain. He scuttles out of your room. You can hear the sounds of tinkering beginning to issue from the workshop.
Well, already then.
Fucking gnomes. Occasionally you can hear some moans of satisfaction coming. That was so cool!
That's the stuff.
This is getting more and more disturbing.
I didn't start it.
You shouldn't give me ideas. Actually, that's a lie. Continue giving me ideas. They're awesome.
Thwip Ox OTP.
All right. Moving right along from that. Morning comes. Yes, he was very, very excited.
You're just getting wasted on life.
Morning comes. Thwip is still at his workbench as you all awake. Oh, that makes so much sense. All right. Let me just try this and this and this. Oh, hello, friends.
It's like, I didn't see you playing with your dolls again, sir.
They're action figures.
They're not
Morning.
dolls. Good morning, fair lady. As promised, horses should be here in a couple hours. Meantime, can I get you anything? Some nice tea to start your day. Anything stronger?
Tea certainly sounds lovely.
Let me get that for you. He heads into his kitchen real quick. Bustles for.
Oh, you certainly sound like you've had quite the night.
Oh, it was so exciting! I got to look all inside Ox. He showed me everything.
Mm-hmm. Like, turn towards Ox. I would not have expected that.
He Thwip hands you a mug of tea. More specifically, sweet tea. Prior day, we'll say.
Much appreciated, darling.
Yeah, we're just gonna leave that without context in character. Unless you guys care to give it any.
Nope.
Everything in her head would be fogged better.
There's no way Adril's going to actively ask about that.
Never fuck up a good story with details or facts.
Exactly.
The Bardic way. And the D&D player way, to come to think of it. All right. Football fix you all some breakfast, get you all set up with some nice sweet tea. A couple hours pass. Eventually, you hear the clopping of hooves coming up to your to Thwip's humble abode. Oh, that'll be them right there. Absolutely brilliant.
Marvelous.
Hey, I do say, Mr. Ox, thank you so much for last night. It gave me so many ideas.
My pleasure.
Vicefalo will just tell you that a couple of horses, a couple of not nearly buff enough to be minor fellows are standing with them.
Okay.
I say that does sound like it do be the horses.
Oh, wonderful. We can get out of your hair and let you get back to your work.
Oh, my very, very interesting work. I do say I look forward to seeing you again sometime, though. Come on back to Hundlestone.
Us or Ox?
I assumed that you all came as a package deal.
Oh, I haven't heard
Yes.
that one in a while.
That gets an eyebrow raise from Adriel.
But any of you, please. I'm around Hundlestone year round. I'm one of the only people who is. Anytime you want to come back by here, have some nice barbecue and sweet tea, you come right on by. Good old Thwip Ironbottom will fix you right up.
I will look forward to it.
As do I.
You've been a most gracious host. We look forward to our return.
Godspeed, y'all. Best of luck. If you'll excuse me, I got business to take care of. But I will see you all again someday, I am sure.
Certainly. Do you have a wave and turn? Head out.
Flip will bow and turn away. Start shouting at a couple miners in the distance. So the horses he's found for you, like he said, they're not pretty, but they look fairly tough. They'll get you to Luskan. There's only 3 of them. I think he assumed that Adriel would be riding by Kefalo.
Yeah.
Seems like a reasonable assumption.
Well, she was writing it when she came in.
Exactly. All right. So, do you want to check out Hundlestone's many and varied tourist attractions?
Oh, Inks has been checking them out very much since they got here.
Fair enough.
Not what I meant. But not quite what I meant, but close enough. All right.
But we should probably be getting going.
Quite possibly. All right. So you can, nobody in town is going to stop you from leaving. Me continuing to say things like that is probably why you guys are so paranoid.
It's not helping.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Part of it too is we don't want to get in a situation where we didn't say that, and that's when you spring an ambush. We do everything cautiously.
You do some things too cautiously, some just enough, and some not enough.
Just like real life.
Some things I still need to teach you.
Anyway, we head south.
Yep. All right. So straight south out of Hundlestone. Probably about halfway, 3/4 of the way through the day, you do eventually come to a fork with an enormous engraven stone. Describing the directions that you can take. So one of them points south to Fire Shear, and the other one points southeast toward Luskan. I'm going to make the bold assumption that you want to take the fork that goes to Luskan.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Safe bet.
Yeah. So, how long is that? 120 miles?
5 days at a walking pace.
Right. Horses are 60 feet of movement?
Depends on the kind of horse. I think they're 40 to 60, depending.
Okay. We'll go with that's 3 days of riding.
Alright.
So I'm gonna fast forward again. If y'all don't mind. All the way into Luskan, your days follow mostly the same pattern. Ox continues to tell nature facts, almost all of which are wrong.
Can't prove
Which one does
that.
he accidentally get right?
I don't know, Ox. What's a nature fact that you could accidentally get right?
I want to say something completely batshit insane right now and pretend that that's right.
You can create canon.
I feel like now would be the perfect time to explain that elk horns are really antenna. I mean, it makes so much sense.
You know what? Sure. If you
No,
They're
no.
fey.
if
It
that,
would probably be like some obscure, like, oh, this tree only flowers under these conditions.
this tree only flowers under the full of the moon or something.
Right.
Oh yeah, the moonflower.
The moon tree. No, that's moose. Fucking moose. Fuck those guys. Yeah. Alex, I don't think any of you, I don't know, would anybody believe him after all of the false nature facts he's been spouting?
What? I stopped listening a while ago.
I was going to say, Israel hasn't been paying attention a bit.
All right.
Jinx doesn't believe him. It's just fun.
Fair. All right.
As long as he's not falling off the horse or screwing it up, she's probably going to leave him alone. Who'd be the only character I wouldn't just assume knows how to ride, honestly?
It's probably with good reason.
All right.
Jinx just is like the only one that has to do the size huddle thing.
All right. After about 3 days of riding, eventually, y'all come up on Luskan. So Luskan is basically situated right on a river that feeds into the Sea of Swords. So it's split between the two sides. You come up from the north, you see it's got what used to be some solid stone walls about it, but it looks like they've started falling into disrepair lately. You come up, enter the city, you see an awful lot of empty and broken down homes. There are still people here that live through the seats that go through the streets, but you get the feeling that this used to be a much larger and much greater city. A long time ago.
Hit everyone.
Can I say any sign of recent troubles or
No.
just a city in decline?
Yeah, anybody who's halfway familiar with the history of the area knows Luskan kind of just fell off, honestly. around a century or so ago, Luskan was always kind of a hive of scum and villainy, to put it lightly. Um, it was a pretty dangerous city, but it fell off pretty heavily around a century ago because the city basically went into open warfare. Um, and between that and a couple of catastrophes that have happened since, it's never really recovered.
Okay. Is it part of the Lord's Alliance or no?
There's no leadership to make it part.
Oh, okay.
Like no one rules Luskan. It's a handy trading spot for going into Brine Shander and for going into Brine Shander and Icewind Dale. But
Well, if the mines in Mirabar are open at all, this would be where it comes to the city.
yeah, that too.
Thing.
It's a lot easier to ship through here than it is to haul everything down to Neverwinter. But yeah, except as a trading post, there's Luskan's not a very important city. Yeah.
I remember. So we needed here was just getting through to Neverwinter.
What's her face? Duvessa's aunt should be docked here.
Yeah.
All right.
If we want to get a boat to Neverwinter. Assuming we can do that. So, yeah, let's swing towards the docks because that's a safe place to be.
Actually, it probably is. Luskan's all about trade, right? Nobody wants people fucking with their trade. So the docks are probably the most heavily guarded part of the city, sadly enough. But as you swing by, you basically head straight towards the mouth of the river there. As you go by, you notice what basically looks like an enormous tree that's between the north and south sides of the river in the middle of the bay. A couple of branches have fallen off, but basically an enormous tree fashioned out of stone on an island in the middle of the bay.
Interesting.
Quick asking around reveals that was or still is actually, the home of the Arcane Brotherhood in Luskan. It used to be a lot more prestigious than it is now, as with the whole city.
I bet. I guess for now we're just looking for the dancing wave. Was that it?
The Dancing Wave, yes, that's the name of the boat. So, the docks are more or less what you guys would expect. They smell fishy. There's a lot of burly workers heading around, a lot of emblazoned crates exchanging hands, and a lot of uniformed guards that all wear the logo of one trading company or another, floating around and making sure that nothing illicit is occurring. Yeah, you wanted to find the Dancing Wave. So, A quick poke around will reveal that the dancing wave is not there. Unfortunately.
I'm probably early.
Can we check to see if it was it here recently and gone, or has it just not showed up?
If you talk to the guards, they'll tell you that the dancing wave was supposed to put in a couple of days ago, but that hasn't come in yet. It's unusual for Captain Coldwater to be late. A couple of them make a side eye at you, kind of rub a couple fingers together as they're talking to you about it, though.
Right. Put a couple of silver in his hand and ask him if he knows what might have caused such a delay.
Tells you, well, word is there's a man name of Thunderhail, Captain Thunderhail. Claims he saw wreckage of a ship around the Moon Maiden's size. Or Dancing fuck, I mixed up ship names. The Dancing Wave size. Flying a Waterhavian flag down south of here. Could go talk to him. He's at the Hanging Lantern. It's a couple streets down that way and hang a left. You can't miss it.
Well, I thank you for your help.
Not a problem, not a problem. He turns away from you, discreetly bites the silver just to check it, and then pockets it. All right. So if you head over to the Hanging Lantern, it's a dive, total dive. It's same as the rest of the docks. It smells of salt and fish. It's dimly lit. Most of the guys in here just seem to be dock workers, they're sailors. At the far end of it, though, you see a slightly taller and buffer looking man who's playing the fiddle. He's playing the fiddle for what looks like his crew.
Is that I go to Adriel?
Let's find out.
He's still just playing the fiddle.
Okay, well, as long as he's engaged in doing that, why don't we find a table and sit?
Right.
Inks may attempt to pull out her lute and see if she can play along.
Make a performance check.
my skill stuff? Literally all my skill things seem to be missing. It's just really weird.
Yeah, that is super weird.
Yeah, I can
They
see in the
kind of did
spells.
just all vanish. Do you guys all still have your spell or
Yeah.
your skills?
Yeah, mine are right there.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yep.
It was contracted. That's really weird.
Ah.
That is really weird.
That's extremely weird.
Press all the
Okay. So
Huh. I don't even think I see an option to condense that portion of mine.
oh my god. Wow.
Oh,
I don't know this song.
you do not. You really do not.
Yeah, no.
You
Tries can't get it. Stops.
Yep. You put a couple of disharmonies into his song, gives you a glare. And that and your knowledge that you do not know this song make you halt. All right, Rich, go ahead. That's actually pretty good. All right. Yeah, you managed to. You do know this song. You managed to. What do you play, actually?
I'll go with the flute this time.
All right. Yeah, there's actually a decent flute part to this song. So yeah, you bring in the flute, compliment the other flute player who's already going rather nicely. He gives you a approving nod. Yeah, apparently a gap in her education. Come on, Inks.
Plenty of drinking, not particularly sailor drinking songs yet. But now she can learn this one.
All right.
She's not so much a dockside worker.
That is more apparent every session, believe me. Alrighty, yeah. Eventually, his song winds down. I really wish I had a fade in and out thing. But
Yeah.
eventually, song winds down. The captain climbs down from the stage. A little bit of applause. He gives another dirty look at Inks, wanders over to Rich and says, "Hey, you're not half bad at playing that there flute. How are ya?" Name's
Doing pretty good.
Good. Name's Osk. Osk Thunderhail. I'm the captain of the Moon Maiden. Ship out of this here Luskan. Who might you be, my good friend?
I am Sam Preston.
Sam Preston, you say? Aye, that's a fine name, laddie. A fine name indeed. What are you doing around these parts? Come, take a seat. Take a seat.
Well, my friends and I are looking for something.
Ooh, what is it you're looking for?
I'll motion for like Ox or Adriel to come over.
You come over.
Meet our new friend, Osk. This is Ox and Adriel.
Idril gives him a slight bow.
Good to meet you. I hear you're looking for something.
Yes, we were supposed to meet Captain's name on ship. And apparently they didn't. Oh, I forgot.
Captain Coldwater.
I was supposed to meet Captain Coldwater on the whatever the name of the ship is. But she was unable, but she apparently did not arrive at her scheduled time.
Ah. Right. Yeah. Take a seat, lads and lass. And whatever you are. And he points at Ox.
I am Ox.
Right. Listen. Captain Coldwater was supposed to get in a couple days ago. She flies out of water deep. Only one I know of around here. A few days ago, me and my boys are out sailing. We see some wreckage. Waterhavian flag. What's more, we see a big bloody ship. Size of a freaking iceberg heading north from the wreckage.
I'll give a grimace frown at that.
Can't say for certain if that's your Captain Coldwater or not, but
can you say where you had sighted this massive vessel?
about 50 miles up the coast. She was big bugger was heading north from there though. Only places only places to go for a ship that big north of here is the sea of moving ice. Only people who are fool enough to try and sail that this time of year are frost giants.
It can be troublesome.
Bloody bastards.
That too.
What are you looking for Captain Coldwater for, anyways?
We were hoping to secure passage to Waterdeep from her. We had a letter of recommendation from her family. Family?
Family. Vessa's her niece.
Yeah.
Ah. That's a damn shame. Damn shame that is. Tell you what though. Me and my boys work for one of the lords out of Neverwinter. We can get you that far south at least. And
a little bit of a proposition for you.
I'm listening.
The Dancing Wave, Captain Coldwater's ship. Captain Coldwater was a fairly wealthy woman. Ran a lot of good stuff from Waterdeep up to here. Her ship is close enough to the surface that oh god, so many hiccups. I'm sorry. Her ship is close enough to the surface that if you wanted, you could probably try and scavenge a little bit out of it. I'll spell it out for you. You come with me, you help me out with that, and you split that plunder 1/3 to 2/3 with us. I'll give you a free passage down to Neverwinter.
It would let us confirm that this is. It would let us confirm the fate of Captain Coldwater. How many days would it take us to do this and then get to Neverwinter?
It's about a day north to about half a day north to where the wreckage is. About a day out of our way to get from to go check on your ship. Then say another day south to Neverwinter. Day, maybe day and a half, depending on how the winds go.
So we're looking at 3 to 4 days.
2.5, 3. So yeah, 2.5 or 3 days.
That seems reasonable enough, but I can't speak for my companions.
Well, they're right there. Let them speak for themselves.
Right. I'll be right back.
There we go.
Thanks. Why do you have advantage on your roll?
Yep, that was mostly by accident, but it's still 9. So it's still 16.
That's fair. Your first roll is a 9. I was just checking out how the other one is a 1.
But it was still the first one, so.
Yeah, everybody seems very appreciative of the
woman on stage doing the fancy dance routine.
Fans and everything, very geisha-like.
There's some polite clapping. Some polite clapping, a few coins. You've redeemed your performance honor, I suppose.
Damn right.
All right. Everybody else, thoughts? 2/3 of whatever treasure you find, but free passage.
What treasure are we finding?
So the what's her face? Captain Coldwater's ship was generally running the good stuff from Waterdeep to Liscon. Your new friend, Captain Thunderhail, thinks that it's probably that whatever she was running is probably salvageable.
How about 1/3?
1/3 for them.
Right.
Give me a persuade check. You drive a hard bargain, laddie, but lowest I'm willing to go with you is say 1/2. Split it equally.
We can do that. Well, I'm willing to do that if everyone else is.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Settled then. We'll cast off in a couple hours if you're ready for it. You seemed like you were in a hurry after all.
We should be ready by then.
Brilliant. All right. I'll find you back here in 2 hours. Don't be late. I gotta go beat my boys back into sobriety. At least enough for us to cast off. All right. With that, Captain Thunderhail is going to head out. Yeah, he keeps his gear.
All right.
He'll turn, head out, and start yelling at some of the guys who were in here with him earlier. Get your lazy asses out to that ship! We're setting sail in 3 hours. We got some treasure to go find, boys. Oh boy, you've been chatting up one of his poor crew members? The poor bastard.
I would say the opposite. He could do way worse in this place.
He definitely...
Fair enough, but he's going to walk away somehow with negative money.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the entertainer's life is. And he was going to walk away with negative money anyway. He's in a tavern, he's a sailor.
Might as well go to the party, right?
Exactly.
Oh, odds of finding magic items in town?
Oh! Yes, actually.
I mean, admittedly, with an hour of looking around.
Oh, with an hour, what are you looking for?
Ring of protection or some kind of magic cloak? Or not ring of protection. Sorry, bag of holding.
Bag of holding. All right. Oh God. Yeah. One sec. You want an immovable rod. Oh boy.
That's fair.
Yeah, I thought it was some pretty great roleplay, to be honest.
I wish I could say it was intentional.
Boo! What you do is just hold your breath for a few seconds. And hold your hands above your head.
No, you're supposed to drink water from the opposite side of the glass.
Oh, dear God, I've tried that once before. Never again. The ring Flip gave you does not do anything, unfortunately. You. Fuck. You can find a bag of holding actually here.
Okay.
It's the easiest way to transport goods, after all.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you can find a bag of holding. It'll be marked up a little bit, but
I'm gonna try and haggle it down to whatever it is.
yeah, they're marking it up to 315 gold.
My haggling roll.
Can haggle that to probably 270.
Deal.
All right. Another bag of holding for 270 gold. Sold to the fine-looking elvish woman.
For the stuff of protection, you will probably be able to find that in Neverwinter.
All right.
You cannot get any here, though, unfortunately.
Because yeah, Neverwinter you'll also have more than an hour to look around. Is the other thing.
Sure. And maybe with our share of the loot, we'll be able to get better items.
This is very true. This is very true.
Not an immovable rod. How about something like periapt poison? That like periapt against poison or whatever it's called.
Oh God. I mean, I can look up the poison list again, or are you looking up an antidote this time?
I know there's like an item that kind of makes it so you don't get poisoned.
Yeah, it's like periaptive health, I think, is what you're thinking of.
Amulet of Health is the con score one.
Yeah. There's like a periapt against poison or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, I'll take a look through the DMG for it. Given that I cannot remember what it is right now, though, I'm gonna say that it's not in Liscon.
I figured hive of scum of villainy.
Given that you will probably be in Neverwinter next session, though, won't be too long.
That's fair. And no immovable rod.
No, not here. Not in the hour you have, anyways.
It's the are you thinking of the periapt of proof against poison?
That's it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, it's page 184 if you want to take a look at it. It's also the periapt of health, which prevents against disease.
Oh, that's what I was thinking of.
Amulet of Health is on my long-term list. But
Amulet of Health. Okay.
Yeah, it sets your constitution to 19.
Yeah, no, I know what that one does. I thought you said periaptive health, and I'm like, why? You're a paladin.
No, next level I get crazy high saves all over the place. So.
Ah, yes. Level 6 paladin. That was a good level.
It is.
All right. I think we're gonna end here for the night, actually.
Okay.
I promise you there will be things to kill next session. And hopefully you will, well, short of things going horribly, horribly wrong, you will get to Neverwinter next session. Or if you guys actually decide to set up that courier business.
That sounds like a challenge.
I mean,
We
if
still
you
have to
want.
do something about all the giants, so let's do it first.
That's an important. Getting information around the realms is a very important thing. Making sure everybody has proper information is a very important step in fighting any war.
I was talking about how that priest over there is giving me the side eye that needs his hair set on fire.
Which priest?
I was making a reference to things going horribly wrong.
Any priest.
I'm sure that we can find some priest for you to light on fire. I'll even put on my best New Jersey accent for the occasion. I don't know if it'll be quite equal to the task, but we'll see. All right. Yeah, short of another horrible and unpredictable thing happening this coming weekend, I should be around to play next week.
Cool.
So, yay. Anybody know now that they're going to be gone?
Sounds like a no.
Should be good.
Yep, sounds like. All right. Nomination. For last time, I have an everybody yay.
Yeah, we all got it last time.
Yeah.
In all caps.
It was a
So-
good session.
I think
think
that was
it-
because only one person didn't have inspiration, but we all couldn't decide who deserved it.
Or
Alright.
it might have been we all already had inspiration. Because I know we already all have
I think
inspiration.
also I wasn't there and I was the one who was supposed to pick.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember writing February whatever on this.
That was me.
Okay.
'Cause I couldn't remember what day that was exactly.
Who was
Alright.
what of?
Yeah, whatever. All right. So, everybody, yay. Nomination thingies. Who do you communally nominate?
I'd say probably Ox for all those nature facts.
I was going to say Inks for the frustrated playing.
Ox and Rich. We need some tiebreakers here.
I'm
By
going to vote
references,
Inks.
it's-
I was going to then go to Ox for the antlers.
We have a tie. I guess that means you both get it. Congratulations.
Yay, high five.
Nice.
Right. Yeah. Questions, comments, concerns, anything?
All good.
See y'all next week.
Yeah, I'm hearing a resounding quiet, so I will see you all next week.
Later. Feel better about those hiccups.
Fuck the hiccups. All right. Yeah. See you next week, guys.
Later.
Everybody.
Y'all take it easy.